What's up, guys? Welcome back for another EVE Online video. We're going to be going over a unrated combat site for nullsec. This is going to be the Gurista base. I'm going to go over all the things that are going into it and then show you me running it so you can kind of see what to expect if you come across this yourself. Alright, so Gurista base appears in nullsec. It's one of the lowest you can get on the unrated complex side. As you can see here, it's, similar to the provisional Gurista outpost. You can do it in a Drake. Microwarp, you want some sort of prop mod for this since we're going to have some pretty good separation. The type of damage you want to deal is kinetic and thermal, and you want to resist kinetic and thermal as well, and you can take up to a Tech 2 battleship. I'm going to be doing it in my trusty Golem, my Marauder. It's going to be a 2-pocket situation. So in the first pocket, we're going to have some guys at 15k out, and then we're going to have a battleship 50k out, and then some cruisers 100k out. So we're going to load, I'm going to load Javelin with a range script, and then we're probably going to end up trying to aim for the acceleration gate and do a micro jump at the beginning, because once we approach the gate, we'll get a reinforcement wave, which is going to be pretty far behind that gate for a Marauder. Since we don't have a actual micro warp drive, we're going to want to try to be in range of that and then make our way back to the gate. Once you kill everything in pocket 1, the acceleration gate will unlock, and you'll be able to go into pocket 2. And then in pocket 2, you're basically going to have a control tower, which I usually save for last. You'll have 3 or 4 groups here. And so what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up taking down group 1, and then we're going to have a timed wave that appears. We're going to take them down, and then we'll have the reinforcement wave and then a tower wave once the control tower is destroyed. The loot we get from here, from the commander, will be a rattlesnake BPC, and we're also able to get faction ammo tags and may drop Dread Gurista modules and things like that. The only E-war we have to really deal with is target disruption, in a little bit in pocket 1 and a little bit in pocket 2. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump through the acceleration gate and go ahead and get this site started. Alright, so once you're ready to go, we got everything loaded, we got jabs, we have our range script loaded. We're going to go and take this acceleration gate. I'm going to try to show you the entirety of this combat, or this unrated complex, so you can see exactly what you will be dealing with here. So here's our acceleration gauge. You can see it's 58 out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and approach it. I'm going to go first person here. We're going to turn on our Kinetic Hardener. We're our range isn't quite at 100 yet right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up bringing. We're going to go ahead and micro jump drive, and once we come out of it, then we'll start bashing up and get everything started. Alright, now we're going to Bastion up. Everybody's in more of a decent range now. We got 100k. They're going to have to come in a little bit. So I'm going to go and sort by distance. And we're going to go ahead and start taking these guys down as they start coming into range. I'm not going to run the booster just yet unless we need it. As you can see, a lot of these guys are starting to come into range here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to bring out some Hornets. They need to come to about 60 for that, but once they do come into range, these frigates will get taken care of. Everything else looks like it's below our range, so we're going to go ahead and throw 1 launcher on each of these cruisers. You can see this reinforcement wave is way up here now. They're going to have to come down quite a bit. They're battle cruisers, so the reason we want to force them early, especially in a Marauder, it's just so they can start kind of moving down here. So maybe we won't have to worry too much. We'll be able to hit these frigates next. Going to throw 2 launchers on this first frigate, and then the other 2 launchers on the other frigate. Well, helps us switch targets here. Probably not going to end up using the Hornets on this pocket just because everything's still kind of far out. Once these frigates go down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of Bastion and I'm probably going to align to these cruisers and go ahead and jump up there just to get them out of the way because they're coming in pretty slow. Let's go and suck in those guys. We're going to do a reload while we're waiting. And what we can do is we can go ahead and align. And now all we're doing is waiting for Bastion to end. And once it does, then we'll jump up there. This allows us just to get them down, and we can go ahead and kind of get through this pocket. Go and activate that because by the time it goes off, we're going to be pointed in the right direction. We're going to target them up. And we'll go ahead and align. We're going to try to not go Bastion on these guys, because they won't take very much to get down, and we can go and start moving downwards. But see, actually we'll go ahead and Bastion up, because like now we're exactly 99k from the gate, so once these guys go down, we'll be able to just jump back down there immediately and go through. Now that we're right on this gate, we're going to make sure we do a reload. Everything is good. Activate the gate, and we're going to be heading to pocket 2. We're going to cut this booster. That'll allow us to get some of our cap back. And we'll just be doing again, we'll be just managing our distance and everything like that. I'm going to go ahead and select this control tower, and I'm going to approach it. We're actually in unbastioned range for some of these cruisers, so while we're approaching, we're going to go and target everybody up. I'm going to do one Bastion cycle. Go and red this, get the booster on. Go and spread these targets out. I have to actually go to two launchers on some of these because of their reps. I'm actually going to stay in Bastion until this entire group is down, and then once we're done with them, I'm going to jump closer to this control tower. Once this cruiser dies, I'm going to double up on some of these guys that are repping pretty hard. So once he's down, a little bit more. And he's down. And I'm just going to kind of like tear down all these guys. Keep everything targeted up. The next wave is timed, so we're going to try to get these guys down by the time that one shows up. We're going to cut launcher here. We're going to go 2 and 2 since their reps are pretty decent. There's our timed wave. They're 140 out. We'll see where we're at whenever we get near the tower. They're going to close a little bit. I'm not going to worry about targeting them at all. Just going to keep our target assignments going. These dire piss can have a pretty good reps too. So you can, if you want, you can switch. If you're using a Golem, you can switch to Rages here with the range script, and you'll be just fine. But we're gonna keep it on Javelins just because they're a faster time to target. We got 3 more targets that are in range. Should be able to finish this Bastion and do maybe 1 more cycle, because we do have a reload to consider.
A module has run out of charges. A module has run out of charges. A module has run out of charges.
Wait for everything to reload. Go back to on this one. Front 2 on the other one. We're at 100k, but they're not going to close in, so we're going to have to just go ahead and move closer to the tower. I don't want to jump until we get these 2 down, because if we jump 100, we'll probably be out of range of these. Alright, we're going to rev this Bastion cycle. This will give us a time to reload. Alright, and he is down. Pointing directly at the control tower now. It's about 160 kilometers out. Go and activate the micro jump drive. That puts us in decent range of everybody else, so we're going to go and Bastion up again. We'll throw all 4 on this battleship. We only have 1 that's out of range right now by 3k, but it'll close on us. So we get the other targets up. I'm going to go assign 4 launchers per target and just work down the line. Next target up. Now everybody's in range. After this wave, we'll be just going closer to the control tower, which will come out of Bastion 4. Get this other cruiser down. Two battleships left. Once this battleship is down, we're gonna go and cut Bastion, because they should still be in range, and we can start closing on the control tower now. Slower rate of fire, but we'll be able to actually close some distance and hopefully time that wave spawn. We have a reload coming too. We're gonna go force the reload and empty what we have on this last battleship. There's our there's a wave that happens whenever we approach. We're going to stay unbastioned so we can keep moving closer. Have a reload happening soon.
A module has run out of charges.
Go and get this one reloaded as well. Reload is up. We're still moving towards it. Going 2 and 2 on these battle cruisers. Now we're going to target the control tower. We're close enough now. We're going to Bastion. 4 launchers on the control tower. Here's our tower wave. We're going to go and get the cruise missile batteries targeted up. And we're going to split 2 and 2. Two on them, 2 on them. We're going to save the Dread Gurista for last, so we're going to move him to the back side of my target list. We're also going to approach him because we'll be looting him. We're going to have to come out of Bastion now, because these guys are 120 out, so we're going to go and get a reload. Cut this booster. I'm going to check first person. Make sure we're pointed in the right direction. We can go and activate. Go back to orbital view. We're going to let these cruisers come back to us. So we're going to come back down here. Re-Bastion, get the booster up. And we're going to start working on battleships now. We're going to cut this range script. We're going to go switch for precision. I'm also going to go ahead and stop my launchers. We're going to switch into rage, since we're extremely close to all these guys. This allows us to get a little bit better damage for these battleships. Go 2 on him. See how 2 launchers do with this precision script. Go 2 on the next. This Dread Gurista moved back to the back. These guys are moving in. If they don't close 25 or 24k by the time we get all these down, then we'll switch. We'll jump back over to them. But I think they will. Most likely, what will happen is we'll get all these battleships down, and then we'll switch back Jav and get them on approach. But we can take the time to actually take down the Dread Gurista and get him looted. We just got a 5mm tick. 3 of that, almost 4 of it went to the ESS. Actually, let's go and start working on this Dread Gurista commander while we're waiting these guys to close a little bit. They got about 15k to go. Go and get this other cruiser up. Get the last 2 launchers on the Dread Gurista. We're going to target his wreck as soon as he drops, and then we're going to use the tractor beam to pull in the loot. We're going to go ahead and switch Javelin while we're waiting. Get tractor beam going on that. Switch back to range script. Turn the range script back on. Go and get 2 launchers on 2 different cruisers. And that is it for the Gurista base. We'll go ahead and look at the loot. We'll probably end up getting around 10 million from the bounties after the ESS pays out. For the commander loot, it came out to be about 5.2 million or so. Not great, but it's about a 15 to 17 mil. And it doesn't take that long if you have a decent ship to run at it. So now that we're done, we're going to go ahead and make sure we're loaded back into Javelin. And we have our scripts back where we want them and all that. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.